Momentum is building ahead of a vote within the House of Representatives to release the files related to the late convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein after President Donald Trump reversed his position. Our North America correspondent Cayman Gock joins us now in Washington. What's the latest?
Well, Bridget, this about-face from the president could be seen as tacit acknowledgement that on this issue the president couldn't control his party. And that's because for months he's been trying to dissuade Republicans from voting to support this bill that would force the Department of Justice to release all files relating to the late sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. But there were enough Republicans that were willing to defy the president's orders. And these just aren't ordinary Republicans. These are seen as MAGA warriors like Lauren Boebert and Marjorie Taylor Greene, who has now had a falling out with President Trump, which she puts down to the Epstein files. So after months of this pressure campaign to get people to not vote about this, he's called it a Democrat hoax and a scam. He's now backflipped and said, vote in favour of this bill. I don't care. We have nothing to hide. It's no secret that the president was once friends with Jeffrey Epstein, although he says they had a falling out a long time ago and he knew nothing or had anything to do with Epstein's sex trafficking operation. But of course, him saying vote in favour of this bill, he could always just order the Department of Justice to release these files himself without going through this process in Congress. If it passes the House, it then has to go to the Senate and then would go to the president's desk where he could sign it or he could possibly veto it. Now, Republican Thomas Massie, who has spearheaded this bill alongside a Democrat, has already said he is concerned and has thrown scepticism around the possibility that not all these files will be released. And that's because he believes, he said that the president who ordered an investigation last week into banks and high-profile Democrats and their relationships with Jeffrey Epstein, he said that there's a possibility that the Department of Justice could withhold documents and files because they form part of that investigation and that this is just a smokescreen. Now, when President Trump was directly asked that question, he dodged it. He said he doesn't want to answer it, and he instead attacked the journalists, calling them a terrible reporter. So while there's insults being thrown around, there's disarray within the Republican Party, one thing for sure is that this issue is not going away.